Hello and welcome to the Awakening Film and TV podcast. I am your host, Kristen. Today we are talking about the film Another Earth. Another Earth is a drama, it's sci fi, and it is mind bending. It premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in 2011. It is directed by Mike Cahill and written by Britt Marling and Mike Cahill and starring Britt Marling. So, my journey of finding this film was that I was already a fan of Britt Marling from the Netflix show The OA, which unfortunately was canceled after 2 seasons. I'm probably going to do an episode on that because it's just so good, in my opinion. Anyway, though, I really loved the OA and how it was mind bending, spiritually conceptual, and groundbreaking. And Britt Marling and Zal Batmanlige, they made it together. They wrote it, and it starred Britt. So I was already a fan of hers. And one night in October 2020, I was home alone and saw on HBO another Britt Marling project. It was this film, Another Earth. So I thought, why not? I am a fan of hers. I'd love to watch this. So I watched it, and when I was done, I was sobbing, crying. I was so incredibly and deeply touched, especially as an indie filmmaker myself. It really touched that part of me, that indie content creator, and the actor in me too, just so deeply. I was more affected by this film than I think any other film I've seen as an adult. And that is why I wanted to uh, have this film as the one that I talked about as my first one I delve into in this podcast. So, this film focuses on this character, Rhoda Williams, played by Britt Marling. She's smart, she's into astronomy, she's been accepted into MIT. And one night, uh, there is a terrible tragedy, an accident, a trauma that happens with her. And it's because there is this Earth like planet that suddenly appears in the atmosphere, and you can see it from our planet in the sky. There's another Earth. So during the film, we follow Rhoda and her guilt and her to accept and come to terms with what she did and forgive herself and trying to move on. And there's a relationship with someone from her past that develops, and it's very tense at times, but oh wow, the acting is just superb by her and William Mapother, and I love the directing and writing of those scenes as well. So, the world at this time where she's working on this personal recovery is also dealing with the fact that there is this other Earth in the atmosphere and is coming closer. So, like religion and spirituality and things are kind of they allude to in the film that people are questioning a lot because it is confusing. Like, why is there another Earth? And it's close enough that you can see that there are identical cities and identical people, copies of people on that Earth from this Earth, right? The same people is what I'm trying to say. So this film, it doesn't go too deeply into the sci-fi. I don't recommend you fixate on the sci-fi when watching this because It's not the science and why this other Earth appeared isn't necessarily explained. And there's a couple little things like the lighting is changed because of the sun's reflection on this other Earth onto our Earth. And there's a deleted scene where things are floating because the gravity's changed. But it's not really the focus. The focus is the characters. The focus is Rhoda and John Burroughs, played by William Mapother. Their relationship is the focus. And wow, Brit's acting so mesmerizing. I deeply felt I was going on this journey with her in every single moment. Her acting, I can't even tell you how mesmerizing she is in this movie. It's so good. And I love the just the indie passion put into this. Um, so I realized, Brit is a huge role model for me. This is the level of art that I want to make through film. And these are the kind of stories that I want to tell. It's just really impactful for me personally. Spiritually speaking, going into the film and the concepts about it, it's a cool concept. Like we've all most likely heard of, the parallel world, the parallel universe theory, the multiverse, whatever you want to call it, where there are other versions of Earth and other versions of us that made different choices and are now on different timelines. And collectively, that could create the whole Mandela effect, where there are a number of people that remember another reality. But this could also be on an individual level. And I've looked at, down the rabbit hole on YouTube, where a lot of people claim that they are from a different version of Earth. Things were a little different where they were from, and they somehow stumbled through some portal, or they went through and saw and experienced this other Earth and then came back. So this is a thing people claim to be real, and whether, they're making it up for attention or there is some validity to um, possibly going through some sort of wormhole portal and experiencing a parallel universe. I think there is some validity to that, but regardless, it's fun to think about. And I love that this film brings up these questions. What if a parallel world, parallel universe merged with ours? What if we shared the same space? How would we react as a human race? Would we go into our survival, fight or flight, competitive instincts of, it's us or them? Or would we try to work with them and create a better two world universe, and what would you do if you met that other version of you that had made a different decision at a big turning point in your lives? It's fascinating to think about. So I love that concept in this film. And so later in the film, Rhoda, she realizes that this twin Earth, that there were similar events happening, but something shifted then, the timelines shifted. So now they're on different timelines. Different things are happening on this Earth than that Earth. They're not identical in every single moment. It's not like a reflection. Now they have their own timelines that their free will is running on. I love that realization as well, that there can be a free will, right, of another version of us in a parallel universe. And then it's not all just the same destined events, that each moment we have free will to choose between the fated multiple timeline destinies that our higher selves have planned out that we could choose in our lives. We have the free will to choose between those. And our lives could drastically change moment to moment. We can timeline shift moment to moment. And I think in our reality that most people, when they timeline shift, quantum leap, quantum jump, whatever you want to call it, in each moment, it's in a physical reality that is basically very similar and the same. But is it possible that we could jump into one that is a parallel universe that is not exactly the same as this one? Yes, I think that is possible. And I love thinking about that. I love pondering these questions. So this movie doesn't go as deeply into everything that I just talked about, but it rises up the questions, it brings them up from our conscious awareness of, ooh, what if? Yeah. So this film did pretty well for itself. It actually kickstarted Mike Cahill and Britt Marling's careers. So it premiered at the 27th Sundance Film Festival in January 2011, and Fox Searchlight Pictures actually picked it up. They won the distribution rights over Focus Features and the Weinstein Company. And the film later went on to win more awards. It won the Alfred P. Sloan Prize for a focus on science and technology, and it won a couple of other awards that year in 2011. And it played in some theaters, and it made some money. So this was a really amazing breakthrough project for Britt Marling and Mike Cahill. And as an actor and filmmaker myself, I just, I really find that really inspiring that, she's, Britt is a way shower, a path carver. And um, I'm happy to be inspired by her. And yeah, I'm carving my own path, but it is alongside hers, I feel like. There is a coherence between us of uh, wanting to create the same kind of content and going about it in the same independent way of just create your own success. So this film, it really has a great ending too, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but it is satisfying. So I hope you enjoy this look at Another Earth, and that if this sounds interesting to you, that check it out, because even though the pace is more slow and pondering and soulful, it's perfect for this film. A lot of people probably get annoyed with that, but I think it's just artistically perfect, and it touched me in my soul on a level that no other film has. And I wish the same for you, and that it can inspire and activate you as well. So if you're into any kind of like mind bending sci fi, parallel universe stuff, Another Earth is a great one to check out. And I'm happy to share the love of it because I have a lot of love for this film. And I will talk to you in the next episode. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.